Well, welcome back to episode 2 of the weekly lift. Today is speed day, and we've got wrist wrench for cupping, and we're going to do some strap supination, both 6x6 today. So take a little look at the board. As I mentioned last episode, I've fixed it up the way I kind of want it now, and kind of show you the system I'm working on. This is the all-important board tracking all my lifts. I've got each day segmented from what it would be. So this is one day, this is one day, this is another day as it falls on the calendar. So it's just nice, kind of lines up that way. And then I've got it set up with speed day, rep day, max effort day. So I put the lifts in there, and then I segment them out if it's an 8x8 speed day or 6x6 speed day. Same thing with the rep day, 5x5 versus 3x3. And then I also have it set up so I'm always doing the bottom lifts first and then the second lift second. And the way that helps out is whenever I get to a max effort day, I know I'm going to do the bottom max effort day. And when I've finished the whole calendar and start over again, I know I start on the top and then do the bottom lifts second and do the other max effort day. So it works out really nicely, helps keep me organized. And so that's the system I've come up with right now. Okay, so we've got our strap set up for supination, starting with 35 pounds. Feels pretty good. I think 35 would be good for an 8x8. I might go a little bit heavier. We'll see. Might go to 40. But this right here is one of my secret weapons for speed days. I don't usually use bands when I do speed days. I know like Todd Hutchings uses bands to explode into the lift. I like kind of having that cold start, not being able to have like a little resistance and then hitting the hard stop. I like having to yank a little bit, like I'm almost simulating a match, really. I mean, because you have to go from neutral to explosive, and you're going to meet resistance really quickly into that movement. So that's kind of my logic behind that. I could see the benefit bands for certain lifts, certainly. That's just how I do it. I also don't really have the band set up to do it, so this is kind of the way I've done it. But these hammock straps are fantastic. I absolutely recommend getting some hammock straps for doing, I mean, honestly, all kinds of arm wrestling lifts. I know a lot of people use like the judo belts for certain things, but these are great for just anything you want to do, particularly speed days, because I mean, the max weight, I think one of these can hold, it says it's rated for like 300 pounds. And I mean, if you can do 300, if you can break one of these, that's pretty good lift. But they're great to stop into because they're all segmented with different lengths. So I just tie it up on top of my thing, and I find out where I want to stop, and then I just hit into the strap. So I love that because it can get tied on to anything. It can attach to all the clips. Any arm wrestling handle you can pretty much attach it to. And you can use it for all kind of other stuff. Like I said, like I use it for snatch and catch. You can really use it for whatever. So that's my little secret weapon for you. It's like what, $20, maybe $15. Excellent little tool there. Yeah, so I did go ahead and add 5 pounds. 35 was a little too light. But I'm focusing on keeping it lower my wrist and keep it pretty close to zero. I try to hit some different vectors as I'm going along. So I had a little on the outside, a little on the inside, different, focusing a lot on that supinating chop. That's kind of so I'm trying to keep this part of my hand lower and then supinating into that. Which is pretty close to the motion I get. It's just, this is higher up. If I had a nice, like, adjustable one, that's kind of the dream, is to have, like, an adjustable play system. I could pull from, a much better vector. But this basically does the same thing. I just kind of adjust my body to the angle. But that's what we're going for here, so. So 40 felt pretty easy for that lift. I probably could have done 45. Again, I'm still, like I said, getting back into lifting, so I'm dialing in my lifts on where I think they, just kind of guesstimating really. Once I basically gone through the whole schedule, I'll have a way better idea of like where each lift is in relation to another lift. The main one you can go off of is your max effort. Usually you can just kind of go percentage based off your max effort for rep-based speed day, and you'll know usually if your speed day lift goes up a little bit, your max effort's going to go up, or your reps going to go up. But yeah, I think that one I undershot that one a little bit. I think that probably could have been like 45. But it's fine. Still good lift. Next, we got our wrist wrench. Doing this one on speed day is kind of, the whole idea of speed day is you want to be snappy. So but it's hard to get a whole lot of momentum going. But I try to drag a lot back when I do it. So it kind of, I speed into it and then I snap down, and the resistance kind of comes in my ability to contain as well. So that's the kind of benefit I get from it. Not all these, you'll notice if you try to translate a lot of arm wrestling lifts to speed days, not all of them work great. You know, like doing curls for a speed day, you know, it's you have to get kind of ingenuitive, do some different things to, you can do it, it's doable. You know, you just have to put in the extra work as opposed to just doing reps every day. So I try to do speed day because I think it's useful. It's pretty specifically useful, I think, for arm wrestling. It's good for other lifting as well, but I say it's pretty specifically useful for arm wrestling. The shock on the tendons from hitting those hard stops, seems great in terms of translating to the table and getting past those sticking points when people stop you. So I like that. I mean, rep days are rep days. I love rep days. Rep days are the best. Come in, knock it out real quick. Max effort days, always fun because it's max effort. But yeah, I think speed days are great. I'm still kind of, I'm still developing. I've only been working on this for not that long, so I'm still developing the tools and techniques I want to use. But this is a good one for sure. That was way too short. Hold on. There we go. Take two. Oh, that one's 6. That's 5. Whoopsie. But yeah, it's a lot of the snap really comes into the containment. It's a lot of holding, stopping from getting ripped open, especially that last little hit. It really wants to break out of your hand. So I like this lift. I think it's a fun lift. And that's mostly it for today. I try to make it today, which is Wednesday today. I don't know when the video will be uploaded, probably next week, but I try to record them 1 week in advance. So it's still like every week, but it's like, just in advance, so I have time to edit it and post it. But this 6x6 Speed Day is Wednesday, and so I have practice tomorrow. So I usually try to go, like, again, as I mentioned in one of my videos about how I set up my training schedule, like I try to focus on practice days very heavily. So I'm trying to still stay consistent and train every day, lift every day, but I still want quality in my practice sessions. So I try not to kill myself as much. As I mentioned, like one of my philosophies is like 80-20, like 80% of the time. Most of the time I'm only ever going 90-80%. I think it's called the 80-20. I can't remember what it was called. It's used in running a lot. But like I could go for a couple more sets and I'd be really burnt up. But basically just went to 80%, which is still a hard, good workout. Feel my tendons, feel my muscles. Still good lift, still making progress, and the lifts will go up. But I'm not totally dead. Like I could go in, I'm gonna go inside, do some pull-ups, for example, do some push-ups, and still be pretty fresh, relatively fresh. Hopefully maybe 80% or so for practice tomorrow. So that's basically my philosophy. And that's about it for today. I might someday I might modify this. I've got some other stuff I like to add in here and there, kettlebell carries and stuff like that. So maybe I might show that off one day. But for right now, that's it.